welcome to Nunantum Tech. My name is Ricky. Today we're going to be testing the new main test bench for. Let's jump into the game. Today we're going to be testing Fortnite, and we're going to be running it on the Ryzen 5 5500. This is a 6-core 12-thread processor with a base clock speed of 3.6 gigahertz and a boost up to 4.20 gigahertz. And I'm pairing it with 32 gigabytes of RAM, running on dual channel on quad slots at running at 3200 mega transfers per second with XMP enabled. And I'm pairing it with an AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT. And here are the specs of Tech Power-Up's GPU Z. This is the Navi 10 GPU with an AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT. This is the XFX model of the card. And yeah, overall, so far I've been pretty happy, but the temperatures are a little bit high though, but we'll see. We'll keep that in mind. For now, let's get started with 1280 DirectX 12 with unlimited frame rate, and I have it on a custom setting that I set up for to restore to defaults, but we're gonna switch it to medium so that we can stay consistent with type of performance that we've gotten in previous runs. And this puts the minimum 3D resolution at 100%. It turns off nanite virtualization geometry. It sets up the ambient occlusion, medium shadows, medium view distance, medium textures, medium effects, medium post processing. We're gonna stick to that. We're gonna see how many FPS we can get, and then we're gonna switch to performance mode under DirectX 12, so that way we can test the CPU and see how many FPS we can get. I want to try to see if I can lower the textures to low meshes and maybe even bring down the resolution to 750 to 720p, and see if we can get the system to be stable at around 200 FPS. Just like always, I like to always make sure that the benchmark is done within the game, so that we can avoid getting some of the counts that menus will give you and things like that, where it's going to throw off the things like that. I decided to stay with zero build because my building skills are just too bad. So if you guys like me to do a little bit of building or something like that, I could probably come back and re-upload something on a short, but I think it's better for everybody's sake if I just don't try building. Let's go. Okay, now let's go ahead and switch it over to performance mode. Let's jump back into the game. We're gonna let the what is this? Auto set performance mode. We have 75% 3D resolution, near view distance, low textures, and low meshes. Just make the character look a little bit better. Now the GPU isn't working as hard. We're back down to 66 degrees. Definitely, if I was gonna build a system like this and I was taking Fortnite a little bit seriously, this is how I would run it. But we're gonna compare this to the high meshes and see how it compares in terms of temperatures. I just want to let the game load up assets a little bit. So we're gonna run a few matches, and then we'll compare the results. Poison ivy. You are good, but I've been good for longer. Let's go. Alright, and last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and do performance mode with all the settings maxed out. I mean, at that point, performance mode kind of stops looking like performance mode. It looks more like DirectX 12. It was really nice, great reflections. And I mean, honestly, is the way that I play the game whenever I'm running on a regular basis. So if you're looking to set up a system and you wanna be competitive with Fortnite, or you want to try to move away from consoles, yeah, this is definitely something that you guys can consider. Of course, with the price of RAM nowadays, you might not want to consider getting 32 gigs, so that's probably going to be a lot of money. And that's something that I'm also going to test maybe next week, where I'm going to test the difference between using 32 gigs, 8, 16, 32 gigs, and why not, we'll do 24, but I would never recommend for anybody to do 24. But we're going to try it anyway and just see how it runs. No. Okay, we'll try it again. Alright, now let's try to see if we can squeeze a few more frames out of that. Let's go back to the lobby. And my guess is that low settings that we got out of that's going to be about as good as it's going to get. Let's give it a shot though. Can we lower the resolution to something lower than this? No. But maybe we can lower it if we go over here. Display, scale, 720p. Alright, so this is 720p, low textures, low meshes, 60% 3D resolution. Let's see how many FPS we can get out of this. I've never actually tried this before. Is it even worth it for you to do that? I mean, this looks terrible, so I would have to see a significant improvement in order for me to even consider this to be worth it at all. And now we're back. And I mean, ultimately the decision is yours. But yes, there is a significant performance upgrade between the 3500X and the 5500. Let's pull up the results. Okay, so starting on DirectX 12, under the low settings, we got an average frame rate of 191.3 with a 1% low of 109.1, which honestly it looked great. It was running super smooth, and I thought that was a pretty good experience. All things considered, performance mode with low meshes gives us an average of 240 FPS. With a minimum frame rate of 185 and a maximum frame rate of 314.10, with a 1% low of 130.9. If I was to, and actually the way that I'm going to be running my game is with the performance mode on high meshes with 221.5 FPS, a minimum frame rate of 152.4, and a maximum frame rate of 276.9 with a 1% low of 111.2. Now, if you're willing to drop off the resolution to 720p, there is a noticeable difference, and in spite of the fact that we didn't allow for the system to load up a few times during the high meshes test towards the end, we got an average of 220 FPS with a minimum of 144 and a maximum of 283.5. So it is possible to get some really good performance out of a system like this, and if you're looking into upgrading, right now is about the best time that you're gonna have to be able to get into PC building, because once the prices of RAM skyrocket, it's gonna be really difficult for you to make that decision. Now, next week I'm gonna upload a video where I'm gonna be testing the difference between having 8 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes, and 32 gigabytes to kind of give you guys an idea. If you guys are able to find just a single 8 kit of RAM, I'd say take it, because who knows when we're going to be able to access the better prices for RAM. I hope this helps you guys out. My name is Ricky. This is Nonantum Tech, and here we like testing budget hardware. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye bye for now.
How it's supposed to feel.